Hi everyone, it's Eleanor here from Professional Beauty and Hairdressers Journal. Welcome back to our virtual week. This afternoon we have Christopher Brennan, Salon Content Marketing Manager at Forest, and today he's going to be taking you through 5 ways to keep your clients engaged outside of the salon. We'll also have some time for questions at the end, so please do send any questions that you have during the presentation. Welcome Christopher, thanks so much for having us, and thanks for joining us. Without any further ado, I'll hand over to you.
Thank you so much. Okay, so first thing I'll probably do is share my screen. Okay, gonna share the screen now. And you should be looking at the title card, 5 ways to keep your clients engaged outside the salon. Could I just request if somebody could let me know if this is actually what you see before I launch into this?
Yeah, I can see it well, but if you can't, from any viewers, let us know, but everything should be working fine, I think, from our end.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, so the topic, 5 ways to keep your clients engaged outside of your salon. As introduced, my name is Chris Brennan. I'm from Forest Salon Software. We are a salon software solution to help salons in the hair and beauty industry. If you want to follow us to get some more tips and ideas, especially during these trying times, I would say that you should check us out on Instagram at Forest Salon Software. We are also a software that is specializing at the moment in helping salons make money even while they're closed. We have a lot of different assets, tools, and features that can help in this particular instance. So check out forest.com if you'd like to know more about that. But anyway, let's get into what we're going to cover today. First off, we're going to look at best practice. Then we're going to look into specific topics that will engage your audience while your salon is closed. And then we're going to look at the call to action, what your salon can benefit from all of this engagement. Like what can this client do for you and what you should be requesting for them after you've engaged with them. So first off, why is client engagement so important? This is a big question. So before we get into anything, even though you're closed, you can still be a valuable asset to your clients. There are ways of making money while your business is shut. And the best way to make this revenue is by engaging and interacting with your clients online. That's why we're going to be looking into this today. And before I get right into the best practices, I just wanted to take note and just check to see if you guys are keeping okay during these uncertain times. I know it can be pretty rough out there, but I've also seen that some salon owners have recently taken to their business accounts to vent their frustration. I've even seen a few cursing and a few calling out clients. It's pretty understandable that you need to get these emotions out there, but I do caution you to use your brand as the channel. You see, your audience, your clients, they'll be going through very similar experiences, or they could be. We don't know for certain. They might be looking to your brand for some tips, some guidance, and some updates. You shouldn't forget that you are experts in this field and they look upon you for your expertise. And finally, when the time comes, when all of this ends and hopefully you're in a position to open back up, this is going to be a really vital thing now. The thing is, what you do as a brand now will highly influence what happens when you're opened again. So today, I wanted to show you how best you can engage with these clients outside of the salon and convert this engagement into revenue. And also, I was told to make a note of this. Some salons in the UK are getting government assistance. It's important that the business owners who are availing of this assistance make sure they check what they are and aren't allowed to do for their salon at this time. Okay, with that part out of the way, let's begin. So, in order to create a successful campaign, especially when you're conversing and you're connecting with an audience online and your clients online, you want to make sure that the 3 E's are in effect. What are the 3 E's, you may be asking? Well, one is engagement, one is education, and the other is entertainment. So basically, I created this little Venn diagram. This is the first time I got to create a Venn diagram. So basically, the idea is that whatever you put out to your clients, whatever you put out to your audience, it should have at least one of these 3 E's. If you can get 2 in, even better. If you can engage, educate, and entertain them all within the same posted content or the same communication, that is perfect. So you want to make sure that what you're doing is engaging, and it is educational, and it is entertaining. These are the reasons why people are coming to you anyway at the moment while they're joining you online. So you want to make sure that you're fulfilling this obligation as the channel. So here's a few guidelines as well that I want to hop into that can help you when you're communicating online. First off, it's the tone of your brand. So as I highlighted, everybody's feeling stressed. I know particularly a lot of our clients are as well. So salon owners have been hit hard. We totally understand. But it's important in this time, if you can, to stay positive, particularly on your channel, on your brand's social channels. You want to come across as somebody who helps, who isn't there to self-promote out of necessity or frustration. So you want to stay positive, help over hype. There is this feeling, and we are asked this quite often from salon owners, like, we need to make revenue right now. What can we do to make revenue? That's a complete important concern. And we're actually going to get into a couple of those things near the end today as well. But it's really important, if you really need to make this revenue, it's the fact that you shouldn't come out there with that objective. You should always be coming out there from a position of helping and assisting, and that's the best way you'll actually succeed in making revenue during these uncertain times. And finally, don't vent online. As I highlighted before, it can be tough, but it's just not going to help your brand in the long run. And even though you might fully be in the right to actually feel these emotions, these kind of things can be remembered when everything goes back to normal. And it's just something that isn't healthy for your audience to see at this time. So make sure that your brand's tone is positive, that you're always looking to help, and that you're not letting the stress get to you and you're taking it out on your audience. I think a good way to look at this, and it's a thing that the marketing team at Forest have been emphasizing, when you're putting out material, are you helping or are you just looking to help? If you're actually helping, that's a good place to be. If you're just looking to help for your own benefit, then you need to reassess and look at what you actually can do to help out. Lucky enough, though, this talk today, we're going to be looking into specifics on what you can do to actually help. Consistency is also key as well. So in order to really kick this off throughout this time period, we need to make sure that you develop a routine, a good schedule. I know a lot of people have children, and these children are now at home and they are making every work decision very difficult. So it's best to try to work out an actual adaptable, successful schedule and routine in order to pull this off. This might even be that you have to do these things in the evening. If that's how it is, and if that's how you can make sure that you can deliver the quality that your brand requires, then so be it. It's just how it is. And in fact, it might actually be good to do in the evening, considering a lot of your clients probably have kids too. So maybe just make sure that you can develop a routine. And this routine could also be, how often do you post? Is it once a day? What are the topics that you're preparing for? So you want to plan out a schedule in advance too. Usually when we talk about social media in general, the idea is to actually come into the week with a tailored plan. Even if you have to take one of those days, instead of posting anything, you take that one day to plan the rest of the days. That can really be a benefit. It's really difficult and stressful, especially during this period, to go into every single day not knowing what you're supposed to put up. So try to pre-plan it as best you can. And then you're also going to decide on who's taking part. Is it just going to be the salon owner or the management, or maybe you can get the staff involved? If you can, I believe, and I know it's a blanket statement, but if you can, it is better to show a few more faces. So if you can get some of the staff in to talk about their specific area of expertise, or something that you find interesting that you believe your clients might enjoy, then try to get your staff involved as well. Perfectionism is another part. I know this is going to be a little difficult to explain, so I'll see if I can find the right words. It is important to produce quality content. However, because of the situation that we find ourselves in, maybe some of your brands might not be able to actually deliver that perfect, exact quality content and production value, I mean, that you're used to. That doesn't mean that you still shouldn't put stuff out there. So if you're used to a certain type of background or a certain type of angle, or you want that salon to look a certain color and have a general feel, maybe you have to forgive that for the time being in order to deliver the quality messaging that your audience want to hear from you. So don't get too wrapped up in that production quality and the imagery, and just make sure that if your content is worth sharing, share it even on a more realistic level. Now it's time to be real. Slick and polish can come back later, but I wouldn't hold off these important communications if you feel you need to deliver this to your audience, just because it's not exactly fitting what it would be like in the salon. And that leads me into being relatable, being personable, and being real. This is going to be really important. In these uncertain times, transparency and honesty wins. This is not a time to try to come across as you have everything together and everything is perfect, because the fact of the matter is nobody is feeling that way right now, from the biggest brands in the world to the smallest local businesses. And I think is a really good time if you can try to take as much of yourself as you can, respectfully, and let your audience see who you are. I think that's going to really help, because they're going through tough times as well. And it'd be really cool if you could hop online and like just communicate with them naturally, give them updates on how you guys are doing, some ideas for hopefully when you can reopen and things like that. So just try to be real and be honest and be transparent. And you should also encourage a two-way engagement. So this isn't just a one-way stream of communication. I think if it is, then you just have a lot more work on your hands, which you clearly don't want in this situation. What you want is an engaged audience, some people who will come back to you and create the conversation and help you guys go forward. So what I mean by this is you can start asking for opinions, advice as well, and input. So you can even conduct surveys and then see what they want to hear from you. If you're struggling to figure out what you should post, why don't you just ask them, what is there something that we can help you with that you might find difficult during this next month or so, and we'll try to help you out. A quick way to get engagement as well, if you are just finding that you're putting stuff on social and no one's engaging, I'd recommend just doing an ABCD post. So you provide answers for them and you ask them which letter suits their opinion more, because everybody, when we do it and when other brands do it, I always see a better reaction because people are more willing to press A or C or D rather than typing it all out. So if you're finding it difficult to elicit engagement from people, maybe start trying that kind of thing. Pre-filled answers and letting them pick which one is best. Okay, so now we're going to hop into the actual topic ideas that you can use to keep your audience and your clients engaged while your salon is closed. So first off, I think it would be great if you guys could do, like, say, a salon Q&A. One of the best things we have right now at our disposal is social media. It is free, and you have a way to communicate directly with your audience every single day. It's just, what are you going to say and how are you going to transmit this to them in, like, what kind of way? I think a great one is a salon Q&A. This can go for a variety of different ways too. You could hop on Instagram and just start answering questions live as they come in. You can promote this in advance, and you can even ask for questions in advance, so you don't just start off and wait for somebody to ask the first question. Actually, I always find that it's better to get a few questions up and running first. And here's a little trick for you. If nobody asks any questions, you can still say, somebody asked you a question. It's like if you've ever done a presentation, at the very end, you ask for questions. No, a lot of times people don't want to be the first one to ask a question. So that's why sometimes it's easy just to plant a question, plant a person in the audience to ask the first one, to warm up the room, as they say, and get people talking. So you can start answering questions. These can be on a variety of different topics. These could be advice for styles and looks. There's so much you can do. You can also do a split screen interview. This is great on Instagram. And if you actually want to see some examples of this, Forrest on our Instagram page have recently been adopting this style during the coronavirus, where we interview experts on their particular field. And we do this via split screen on Instagram. So you'll see the interviewer and the interviewee. There's nothing stopping you from doing the same thing. Now, you might have to be apart from your manager, or you might have to be apart from members of your staff, but you can hop on and interview them on a certain topic and just try to make it engaging for your audience. They can tune in and watch. It might not even be just the related to your business. Maybe there's an influencer that you know, or one of your mentors that you look up to that you believe could add value to your audience. Why don't you invite them on? The one thing we know for certain is there's a lot of people at home right now, and a lot of these people have some time on their hands and they're looking to engage. I know that I am anyway, so I think a lot of people would too. So it's, even if it was somebody you didn't believe might actually do this kind of thing for you, now could be the time they do it. So maybe make a list of people that you would like to interview, that you think that your audience would find engaging, educational, or entertaining, and maybe your brand could bring that to them on social media. Another thing you can do is also support local business or be seen supporting it as well. So you can interview somebody who works locally in your area and they can just use your platform to promote themselves. I'll talk more on that later, but that's just another little outside the box idea. You could also do product reviews. So this again is a video. You don't have to do this as a video if you don't want. You can create a post and you can write it all out. But I definitely recommend that during this period where there's so much uncertainty and there's a lot of negativity, there is a chance that we can start upskilling ourselves as well. And one of the best ways, I think, is through video. So I would recommend you try this out on video. Even if you're scared, it's okay. Why not? Like, let's just try it out and just take one of your products and then just do a review of it. If you have that at home and you can actually show it live, that's great. So this is how I would recommend it. Start the video, have the product with you, and here are the key things: what the product is, how it benefits your client, how it works. Even if you could show it, if you can do an example or perform it, that would be even great. And then also, instead of selling it, which would be an example, like, or would be maybe one of our go-tos is like, we'll sell this product. How about instead, you just highlight why you believe in this product above others. You chose this product for one reason. What was that reason? And let them know. And then you can use a CTA. Like, how can they purchase this? If they can't purchase this now through e-commerce, then when could they do it? Or maybe they could get a gift card or a gift voucher that they can buy at a later date. So this is a really good, fun thing you can do. If you have a variety of different products, this could be a weekly thing. You set this on a certain day, and then all of a sudden you've got material going into every single week going forward. You can also do video tutorials. So this would be a good one too. So there's a lot of people working from home. They're doing a lot of video calls. One thing you can do is maybe hop on social and promote the importance of getting out of your PJs, getting dressed up, and putting yourself together. This is a health thing as much as a visual thing. So you can come in and you already now have a campaign and you've got a message that your brand is pushing. Like, this is not the time to not prepare yourself properly. You'll feel better and you'll look better and you can succeed within the day. This is actually true as well anyway, but you can lead that fight by actually doing video tutorials. And while you do this, you can also give them some ideas and inspiration for how they can achieve this. This could be makeup inspiration. This could be self-care advice, some maintenance tips. Like, there's so much that you do that they have no clue how to, that they would really benefit from your expertise if you just showed them. And by all means, don't be afraid that if you show them something, they won't come back, because they will definitely come back. They can't wait to come back. When this is all done, you guys are going to be so important, because all of us will need to look great and feel fantastic, and you're going to be in the front line of all of this. You can also promote other local businesses and campaigns. So as I was highlighting earlier, your business isn't the only one affected. Now, this is a little outside the box, but it does connect. If you show support and unity by promoting these other local businesses, let's say somebody like the baker or a butcher, or even if there's a florist opened, that's going to really benefit. Your audience will respect it, and the other businesses might return the favor. Or you contact them in advance and you work out the transaction, the promotional transaction. This could be really helpful for these businesses and for yourself as well. So there's numerous ways you can help out. You want to show that there's a unity within the neighborhood or your location. And also, everybody seems to be rushing to the big brands right now, especially for shopping and for goods and services. But it's important to remember the smaller businesses in the area. They need support too. They need help more than ever. So you could lead that front as well, and you could actually come out and look like somebody who truly cares about the community. And the people who do that come across as real. They don't come across as just trying to make a quick buck, and it can all benefit everybody. And finally, for another topic, there could be the non-business related posts. These I love. So this means that it doesn't have to be salon related. I mean, you're in a position now where you're not even in the salon. So maybe try to think about other ideas that your audience will find entertaining, engaging, or educational, and try to see if you can make them happy. I know of one brand, they do this amazing thing where they actually take a photo of the sunrise every morning. That is so nice. It's something that people wake up in the morning, they're feeling the angst that's in the air, they're watching the news, and then when they go online, it's kind of nice that they can just see something that'll make them happy, you know? You can also think even more outside the box and just start doing the desert island game, or just highlight what your favorite album is, like something that gets you through the day, or maybe a quote that really inspires you, things that aren't exactly related to what your profession is, but maybe stuff that really helps you in your soul or helps you get through. This is stuff that I'm sure they would love to know about. And the more you do this, the more connected they'll feel to you, which again, might help you when you open your business again. So this is a bit of an old piece that I created for an Instagram webinar that we conducted a couple of years ago, but I just wanted to show this to you now. You can take a photo of this as well, or maybe if you actually wanted the PDF of it, the organizers, I could send this to them and they can send it to you. It's just a content sharing calendar to give you a couple of quick ideas for what you can share with your audience. Now, some of these things like snaps of your work, obviously you don't have the new work, but maybe you have older stuff that you can dig through and say, you know what, this was always a particular favorite of mine. These kind of things, some behind the scenes shots. Look through your phone, see what you still have, because I know my phone is filled with 2 years of every single photo and video that I've ever taken. I just don't get around to deleting it. So look back into your archives and see if there's something that you think your audience would find engaging. And finally, we can look at the email as well. So everything we've talked about now, we can look at for email engagement. So you can promote online gift vouchers. You can drive clients to follow you on social for even more interaction, which is a great thing. So you might have everybody's email address in your system, but are they following you on social? That could be an amazing campaign that you do on email right now. Just tell them, hey, we're doing a lot of cool stuff and tips and inspiration on our Instagram channel. Be sure to follow us now. That could be one email campaign. You can provide updates with how your brand is doing. Another great thing that can benefit your salon is you can encourage clients to write reviews. This could be Google reviews or Yelp. Try to get those 5 stars up so that you rank higher on Google. And again, when Salon opens again, you should be in a better place in terms of your online reputation. And you can deliver a weekly digest of some of the content that you shared on social. Any of these videos you can link to, and just try to keep this community alive and connect it with your base of emails and SMS contacts, and connect those with the people you're talking to on social. And finally, we can look at what you should do with all of this. So with all of this engagement, with all of this chatting that you have with your clients, what is the call to action? What can you request they do after the fact? Well, a couple of things is maybe you can have them book a future appointment. Now, look into the ins and outs right now. You may have shut down your online booking, but just look at if this is possible, and if this is not possible now, but could be possible in the future, this is a good idea. Book a future appointment or buy online gift cards, which is a very good thing to do. And it's also something that shouldn't get in the way of any of the government-assisted salons, because this is more of a prepayment thing. So if you can sell gift cards right now and do a promotion on it, you could really benefit. We've had one of our clients in America do a campaign on gift vouchers, and she made $15,000 off of this one campaign to her audience. So I definitely recommend you do this. If you're a Forest client and you're listening, you should be able to access the online gift cards within your system. If you need any help with that, or if you want to know more, please get in contact with us and we'd love to show you how. Or if you don't have this service and you'd like to know more, then visit us at forest.com. Here you can see is the settings in the system itself. So I'll end it with this as well. These are trying times, and every single day we always find new updates for what the effects are in our area online in terms of the coronavirus. So with Forest, we've created this best practice page at forest.com/C19. So here you can get more salon coronavirus assistance. This will have up-to-date industry information and best practice guides, as well as free templates and resources that we do update every single week and we refresh, considering that on a Friday I'll go home and on a Monday everything's changed again. So we have a whole team working tirelessly on getting all the information that's relevant to you and also trying to provide you with the tools on how to handle that. Okay, if you want to know more about Forest Salon software and how we can help you make money while your salon is closed, please visit forest.com. We will get through this together, I promise you. Thank you so much.
Brilliant, Chris. Thank you so much for your presentation. I think that's really helpful. So much good advice there to help people watching. And we've got a bit of time now for some questions. So I will start with this one that we have. I would love to know how to grow my Instagram following. What can people do in the meantime to help grow their Instagram following?
That's a really good question. First off, I'd start with your email contact database. A really great fresh way to engage with the people who have signed up to your salon, as well as get them to follow you so that you can keep them up to date with any of your ideas for content. As well as that, you can start doing some boosted posts on Instagram, or you can run campaigns within Facebook since it's connected to Instagram. We do have a book on that, so if I'm just trying to think of the best way to share this, but there's a bit of work to be done in building a campaign if you've never done that before. Alternatively, you can do a competition and give away some of your retail. If it's just sitting there, why not? I never even got to that, but that's a good way of doing it. Like, just do a competition, get people to engage with you. Every time they engage, more people will see it, and away you go. Use some hashtags and then just give away some of the retail. Again, this is a really good time to come across as being helpful for people and actually trying to help. And a good way to do it is actually give away some products and just try to grow your Instagram followers. So there's a few ideas there that hopefully can get you started.
Also, we've had another question. What was the campaign that helped the lady sell so many gift vouchers? How amazing.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Like, our entire company were thrilled. It was really cute. Our CEO was like, this is what we want to see. We've got to help out. So we have this whole campaign now that we're running to help salon owners, especially our clients who actually have this in their system, and show them how to do it. But it was just actually an email campaign. What happens is a lot of people do want to support, but they don't know how. So if you just actually send it out going, we're sorry that you can't come in right now, but you can book a gift card, and especially if there's any holidays coming up or anything like this, this could be a good gift to provide that can also be that they can buy for someone else that also shows support to the salon even while the doors are shut. So a lot of these things don't need to be too complex. You can just promote the gift cards and see how it goes. And if you have a nice, great, solid database of fans and clients, they'll be more than willing to help out. That's a very easy thing that people can do to contribute, and they don't even have to leave their house.
Yeah, that's a great idea. It's a really good incentive to do the gift vouchers. We've got one more question here from Bellissima Bell, who's asking, I just don't have the social followers. It puts me off that it will just have one view. Do you have any advice on how to get followers quickly or people to view the video?
That's a good idea. So again, a lot of this comes down to paid boosted posting. A few years ago, like a lot of years ago, Facebook was all organic, and then they turned into more of a business. So if you want to access an audience, you have to pay them, and then they will provide your post to a larger portion of an audience, as long as you fill in the parameters of where this audience is located, interests they have. I mean, it's an incredible resource, to be fair. Like back in the day, we used to just stick it in a newspaper and everybody in town saw it. But now you can really go, people this age, people of this gender, people who have this interest will see this post. I'm going to start it with £10 and see how it goes. And if that worked out, I'll add a little more money to it and see how that goes. Alternatively, this might be another outside the box idea, because I like thinking up this way, because I always feel you can Google some of the stuff and a lot of the same answer comes up. If you could maybe work with some kind of influencer and see if they might be able to post something about you to their audience, and that way people will know about you from leveraging somebody else's online presence. Now, that might be a little tricky in terms of payment. I'm not sure about cash flow, things like this. But again, another thing is everybody is keeping social distance. A lot of people are staying at home. So there's a chance that an influencer that might have said no in the past might actually say yes, because they're just looking for content, looking for ways to help each other and try to keep this industry working together rather than keeping it apart.
Brilliant, Chris. Thank you so much. I think that's all we have time for at the moment. But thank you again for everyone who's joined us today. We'll have plenty more coming on both Professional Beauty and Hairdressers Journal's virtual week. So do check out our social platforms and our websites for the full programme. In the meantime, thank you very much again, Chris, for joining us.
Thank you. And if anybody has any more questions I didn't get time for, potentially just join us on Instagram and drop it in the DMs, and our social manager page will get in touch with me and we can take it from there. Thank you so much for having me. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and thank you so much for hosting as well.
Brilliant. Thanks so much, Chris. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.